So in today's video, I'll be gluing down my acans. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video by Reef. So in today's video, I want to talk about gluing acans and matching the colors of them to form an acan garden. Before deciding whether to glue them down, it is important to consider if they are healthy and enjoying life. The worst thing is to glue them down to a place that they don't like and they will not thrive. Over the weeks of adding the acans into my tank, they have been doing great and some of them have grown new heads. So with that being said, I've decided that I will glue them to the rock. The first thing I do is to of course remove all the frag plugs on the corals. I mean, you can just cut off the stem of the frag plug and eventually the acans will grow over them, and you can just glue the entire frag plug onto the rock. But I rather not do that because of aesthetic reasons. So I use a bone cutter to remove the frag plugs, and I'm very careful not to cut the flesh of the acans. So when you do so, also make sure that you don't cut your hands as well. I have accidentally cut my hand with a bone cutter, and let me say, it is not pretty at all. The next step is to try to group them into various colors. The reason why I do that is because you want to place acans of different colors side by side. It's important to consider the color wheel and place them beside other corals that are not within the similar shade. So for example, you would try to avoid placing any red acans beside orange acans. It is not wrong per se, but if you really want the colors to pop, place them away from each other so that they kind of contrast each other in your tank. I've tried to group them into various colors here in orangey, bluish, brownish and green. The next step is to group them within their color groups into various heights. So acans under the flesh have a hard skeleton, and for many of them, they come in different heights. Ideally, you want to cut the skeleton in half so that they are not as thick in terms of height. Many local fish shops actually do that when they frag their acans. It is important to consider the height of the acans because you don't want to have an irregular height acan garden. I don't really know how to explain this properly, but if your acans are of different heights, as you look across the acan garden, they will look quite unproportionate and they may not grow as well because there might be shadowing across the acans. So you want more or less a consistent looking acan garden in terms of height. But without a bandsaw, I would highly recommend not cutting it. You could seriously damage it if you are not careful. So to circumvent that, the best way is to arrange them in height and to place them in having a kind of like a gradual decline in terms of height from the back to the front. Once you have arranged them in various heights and colors, you want to start to glue them. So starting with the biggest and tallest frags, you want to start to glue them to the back of the rock skate. Try to alternate the colors so that they look contrasting as much as possible. Also, as much as possible, try to leave a gap between them so that they have enough space to grow. By doing so, the smallest frags should be in the front. And by smallest, I'm not referring to the number of heads, I'm referring to the height of the frag. So when gluing them, they may get quite slimy, so just be careful and take your time. Generally speaking, acans can last quite a long time outside of water. But of course, try to glue them quickly because you want to avoid the stress that you might put them through. So this is how my tank looks like after gluing them. It's been about 2 to 3 minutes after I place the rock back, so they don't look really happy. I'll take a video maybe tomorrow or 2 days time just to show you how they look like now. So this is about 24 hours after gluing them, and this is how they look like. So some of them are still a little close up, but that's fine because I don't think I'll be moving them much from now on, so they need a little bit of time to get used to the new lighting and water flow. I will give an update as we go along the next few weeks just to show you how they do. With that, I think I will end my video right here. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, love your tank, till next time, see ya.